Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today, we're looking at the top AI protocols and comparing them to see who is going to be the winner in this cycle. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin linked below this video in the description. Grab it down below and let's talk about these AI protocols. So, in today's video, I wanted to compare and contrast some of the top AI protocols in the entire crypto space, thinking about them from a total crypto market cap perspective. And when I jump over to CoinGecko very quickly, you can see that we've got Bittensor, Near, Internet Computer Protocol, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, and Render as the top 5 AI protocols. Just being completely honest, guys, I don't really consider ICP a true AI protocol, more of a general database internet layer. I don't really think they have done much by way of honing in on artificial intelligence. And again, just my opinion. So I'm not really counting ICP when I'm thinking about comparing and contrasting some of these protocols. But Bittensor is the first one I want to focus on. You guys know I've been very outspoken about Bittensor on the channel here over the past few months. What we're seeing in terms of price action is currently sitting at $338. Bittensor is a network of networks, all of those individual subnets in the Bittensor ecosystem competing against one another in order to provide the most valuable information to the network as a whole. Lots of powerful stuff happening on those subnets. All of those subnets are their own unique individual businesses in the Bittensor ecosystem competing to earn TAO rewards on a daily basis. This video you're watching is an example of mining on the TAO network. If you're not understanding that, go back and check out some of my other TAO videos. I'm creating content and videos mining TAO on the TAO network with Subnet 93 Bitcast. Check that out for yourself. That is a side note for today's video, but the power of artificial intelligence and what's happening on Bittensor TAO has me very excited for the future prospects here, and rightly so. It is the #1 AI protocol in the crypto space by total market cap, currently sitting just over $3 billion in terms of overall market cap. We saw prices up as high as $750 here just back in late 2024. We also wicked up to this area at $770 back in April of 2024 as well. So very exciting stuff. I think from a technical perspective, if we can reclaim the 200-day, we have the potential to keep moving higher. With Bitcoin up at $110,000, moving back towards all-time highs, we might see TAO following in hot pursuit. The next asset I want to talk about here is Near Protocol. Again, Near is currently sitting at $2.28. It's been having a bit of a rough couple of months here. You can see Near also breaking below that 200-day simple moving average in January of this year, continuing to move sideways and accumulating here, struggling to move back up and get above that 200-day simple moving average. Again, I've done plenty of videos on Near. There's some good analytics on chain for Near in terms of adoption and what's happening from an on-chain daily active addresses and daily transaction standpoint. A lot of that coming from one specific application in the Asian region, but you can check that out for yourself. I think there is still plenty of promise for Near. I've dropped a number of price predictions for Near Protocol as an AI protocol on the channel here as well. You can check those out too, but Near actually made a pivot. Apparently, they originally started off, or the founders originally started off very heavy on AI. When they launched Near, though, there was nothing in the white paper talking or referencing artificial intelligence. And then they pivoted more recently to hone back in on that whole narrative of AI. So let's see what happens. I'm excited to watch that progress over the coming weeks and months. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, or Fetch. Again, I'm going to type this in on the chart here. This was a merger between a few different AI protocols back in 2024. And again, I think the merger and the price action has been a little bit underwhelming compared to what many people were thinking coming off of the news of that specific alliance. We're currently sitting at 72 cents. You can see back in December, we were up as high as $2.15, and going all the way back to March and Q1 of 2024, we had prices up at $3.47. So we're still significantly down compared to where we were in March of last year. On a percentage basis, that's a drawdown of 79% compared to where we were a little bit over a year ago. And so again, I'm not personally backing Fetch. I think there's other better horses in the race, just like TAO, which I've mentioned. Will this move up in price? Yes, absolutely. Is it going to outperform TAO on a percentage basis? I don't think so. And I'm going to show you a chart in just a moment that represents that thesis. Finally, I'll mention Render. I do like Render in terms of what they're doing with artificial intelligence and distributed compute rendering on the blockchain. If I jump over here and look at the chart, we're still sitting at $3.30. Again, pretty underwhelming price action for the past few months with these drawdowns since those beginning of year highs. In December, we got as high as almost $12. Again, measuring that on a percentage basis as a drawdown, we're down about 72% compared to that level, still hovering below that 200-day simple moving average. We got rejected from it all the way back in May. And again, we will struggle to get back up here and break above it. Hopefully we can in the coming months if Bitcoin's price action keeps moving to the upside. Finally, I want to talk about a comparison between these different assets, because what I've done here on TradingView is I have broken down essentially a chart here comparing the price action of Bittensor TAO against the other leading AI protocols. So the protocols that I just mentioned, Near, Fetch, Render, I've also included Virtuals and the Graph, which are smaller AI tokens. You can see here coming after Render in terms of total market cap, sitting at just over 1 billion and 865 million respectively. But what you're looking at on this chart is essentially the price action of TAO compared to the other leading AI protocols. And I'm going to remove some of the noise here on the chart just for a quick moment. But the point I want to make is you can really see how we're in a pretty strong uptrend for the price action of TAO against those other leading AI protocols. What does this mean? It means on a percentage basis, TAO is outperforming all of those other AI protocols since last year, since the date that this chart reflects back to. But even more recently, if we measure this going back to, let's say, January or the beginning of this year, the price action for TAO against these other AI protocols, TAO is technically outperforming them on average by about 64-65%. So that's what makes me bullish on TAO. I have to try and be objective, look at the data. What is the chart telling me in terms of the actual price action, comparing those leading AI protocols against one another? And the chart paints a pretty nice picture for TAO in a strong uptrend, outperforming those other AI protocols by 65% since January 1st of this year. That's why I'm bullish, along with so much of the fundamentals, but we're seeing the price action starting to reflect that compared to those other AI protocols. And ultimately, the protocol with the strongest fundamentals will win out in the long run. That is my opinion. That's what we've seen historically. And I think TAO is the bet to make for that specific play. That is it for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you got any value at all out of that video, please make sure to drop a thumbs up below. Let me know, what is your favorite AI protocol? I want to gather the sentiment from YouTube, from people watching this video. Comment your top holding or your top AI crypto protocol in the comments below this video. I want to see what the crowd is thinking and what your feedback is. So drop your favorite protocol below. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon as well. And like I mentioned, you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description, my gift to you, and we'll catch you in the next one.